welcome to the very first episode of the ClutterCast podcast. My name is Josh, or as some of you may know me, White. I'm joined by my friend here,
Luke. I'm Luke.
Yes, you are.
Don't know me. Not yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the video on the channel, on the main channel,
That's
right
true.
now, where we played some tabs.
Yes.
So that was fun, but we're going off topic. I think it would be important to kind of introduce, give us a bit more about ourselves real quick. So like I said, I'm Josh, or White, as you may know me. I want to run a YouTube channel and a streaming channel. I'm sure a lot of you are actually from there. I mean, for this first episode.
Yeah, and I'm one of White's good friends. So that's pretty much
my full-time job.
One of White's friends.
Yeah. No, it says that on his birth certificate, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that out. That'll be on our Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, no, we'll get there in a second. But what we wanted to kind of talk about first is we wanted to have a way to kind of start off these podcasts. You know, you see these podcasts out there
with a bang.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they've got like a way. They start each episode, and it's their way. You know, that's how they start their podcast.
We don't have a way.
We don't. We don't have a way. Why don't we have a way? Because you're gonna find us a way. So we thought we'd reach out to the listeners of the very first podcast, and you know, we want to hear from you guys straight away. How should we start these podcasts? We're too lazy to come up with a way ourselves.
Yeah.
You know?
So it can kind of be anything really creative you can think of.
Yeah, just not something like, you know,
Ridiculous.
dumb. Like I said just before off air, that just it can't be like, oh, say the word potato 3 times, and that's how we're going to start our podcast from now on. Should that be the way we start our podcast from now?
Maybe.
Anyway, it's up to the listeners. So if you want to contact us, you can DM us on Instagram. It's Ccast Podcast on Instagram. We'll have that in the show notes or the description or whatever you're listening on. It'll be there. The first little segment here today is called Topic for Topic. Wow, how creative. The 4 is the number. Now, it's pretty much where I throw something out there. We talk about it for a couple of minutes. Then Luke will throw something out there. We'll talk about it for a couple of minutes.
Just a bit of rapid fire conversation.
And, I mean, should people contact us? Whose topic was better?
If they want.
I mean, it's not a competition, but it is a competition.
I'm not stopping anyone.
We hadn't talked about it being a competition until right
This
now
is the first.
on the air.
This is the first I'm hearing about it. But
yeah,
sure.
But yep.
Go on then.
All right. So my topic, I really wanted to kind of set the maturity level for this podcast. I almost said stream podcast. I'm sorry, Mum, if you're listening to this. She's gonna be very disappointed. Not really, but I want to talk about farting. The look of disappointment on Luke's face here. If you're listening to the audio version, I'd just like to describe it. It's, well, I think there's a single tear running down his left eye. Now, so okay. Let me just start fresh here. You know when you work somewhere like at a fast food restaurant, for example, and you get used to the smell. Like you can't like, I remember I was working at Subway when I was younger. I used to smell Subway all the time. I started working there. I completely lost my sense of smell for Subway. It happens if you're just in the same environment like over and over again. Like your nose just gets like almost used to it.
It's just desensitized.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So I wanted to ask you, what if we get used to the smell of our own farts and we have no idea how really bad they are? You know? Like, what if you do a cheeky one out back
Sure.
and then say another staff member you work with walks in out back? You're like, oh, surely they're not going to smell it. You know, it was 20 seconds ago. It was just a little cheeky one. It wasn't that bad. What if they walk in there and gag and just go to vomit and be like, what on earth happened back here? Why did someone shit themselves out back? What are your thoughts on this?
Is this a question?
Yeah, it's a question. Do you reckon we get used to the smell of our own farts? Like dangerous? Like, it's dangerous territory. No?
I don't think so. I don't think it's frequent enough. It's not like...
I think I'd like to.
Unless
hope
you've
we
got
don't.
serious issues and you can't stop.
It's a real problem. I need to seek help.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think you're fully aware.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I mean, do you think that?
I don't know. It's because you don't want people smelling your farts. It's embarrassing. You got to try and blame it on someone else. Like, oh, whoever smelled it dealt it. No, it wasn't me, guys. Come on. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want people to smell your farts. So I'm just thinking. This thought came in my head recently, where I'm like, what if everyone's smelling my farts?
And you got no
It's
idea.
almost like just self-doubt, really. Like, every person in this store can smell my ass right now.
I think probably the most important thing to draw from this is that we now know that you're regularly just farting at work and just hoping that people don't smell it. That's probably my key takeaway here.
God, I hope people from work aren't listening to
dropping
this.
cheeky ones all throughout the store. That's kind of the main thing I'm grabbing. So no, I don't.
Exposed like this on the first podcast. I don't want to send the podcast to anyone from work.
You've kind of just set the precedent.
Yeah.
Straight up. But no, I don't think you get used to your own smell. I think if you had like a constant stream of just endless gas, maybe
you just get used to it.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe you
alright.
pass out. But
All right. Well, let's hear your
No.
topic. I feel
Okay.
like was that too long? Was that too short?
yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
that was great. I mean, we're the
I don't
best.
know. God, we're great at this.
No, but my topic was a little bit more serious. I
What?
guess.
No way. More serious than farting?
I was actually gonna ask you about what do you think about the sheer volume of streaming services we have available to us right now, and do you think it's
As in like Netflix? And
yeah?
like,
So I mean, you've got like Netflix, Amazon Prime,
yeah.
Hulu for some people. What else?
Some weird people.
Disney Plus. There's so many, and they're so
Stan,
separate. Stan, exactly.
HBO.
Yeah, there's so many, and they're so separated, and you can be.
Pornhub. What? Who said that?
Yeah, and it's like what $10 per roughly $10 per.
It adds up, yeah.
It adds up. I mean, does like
So what was your question? Sorry.
I don't know what do you think of that?
I mean, there's too many. There's
up.
definitely too many. I think the whole point of streaming services was that you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. And because there's so many now, it's almost taken away that main point because you're like, I want to watch this show, but it's only on this. And I want to watch that show because it's only on this. Next thing you know, you're subscribed to like 7 different streaming services and some kind of Nigerian scam. It's just, it's too much.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think as well there was kind of an appeal, especially for people that might have been previously pirating content.
Yes.
It was they were happy to pay the $10 a month because everything I want's easily accessible. I'd rather pay that fee for the convenience, but now that convenience has been taken away again.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I like The Mandalorian, so I.
Oh shit. We're naming copyright? We get striked. We got copyright striked immediately? I'm kidding. That's not how it works. I can't just say the name of something like, that's mine!
Yeah, so like, you on Disney Plus, and then I want to watch, this on Netflix.
Thank God you didn't name another one. That would have been
know,
another
that was
copyright
close.
strike.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess this.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. There's too many. I think the takeaway from this, there's too many streaming services all join together and become one mega streaming service.
Just new cable TV,
the ultimate
basically.
streaming service.
Yeah.
Stan BO Plus.
Perfect.
There we
Subscribe now.
We've just done all the work for you, streaming services. So have fun. All right,
Okay.
great.
Okay, so this next section is called Human Shazam. We're just playing a little game here, just to spice things up.
Need a bit
And,
more excitement there, Luke. Human Shazam! Wow!
I was getting to that. This is Human Shazam. Despite what you may think, White
It's
is
not boring.
not actually being held captive.
Remember, some people listening to this don't know what's going on. I'm blindfolded, guys.
Of course. Okay.
I can't
So for those
see.
of you that can't see, White is currently blindfolded, and we are playing a game in this segment called Human Shazam. And basically, what I've done is I've got 3 songs, and I'm going to be playing really short snippets of them. And White has to try and guess what those songs are based on that short snippet. if he guesses all 3 correctly, then congrats. Ding,
yay.
you win.
But if I lose,
well,
do I have to eat a teaspoon of Vegemite? Because that's a thing I just thought of right there.
We can do that. We can set that up. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. So I've got this first song ready to go
Don't
here.
bump me, young man. All right.
Sorry, I know you're scared. It's gonna be okay.
All right. So how much of the song do I get to hear? It's not very
I'm
long,
going to
is
be
it?
playing less than 2 seconds.
Oh my god. Okay.
But
okay.
I think you're gonna be okay.
Okay. If
Maybe.
they're all like, do I have to just say the song name or?
You can do either. I'll give you half points for. Okay, you get full points for the artist and the song name. Okay. Half points for either one.
Okay.
By themselves.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the first song now.
Yep. Let's do it. Okay.
What song is that? Human Shazam.
Hello, it is I, Human Shazam. Even Shazam can't get it this quickly.
Well, that's why we've enlisted the help of a human Shazam.
Okay, the artist was Michael Jackson. Are you going to tell me if I'm right or wrong? Or are you going to wait until
I'm going to wait because otherwise it might ruin it.
Yeah, I got no fucking clue what the song's called. I know the tune. Beat It. Is it Beat It by Michael Jackson?
It is Beat It by Michael Jackson. Okay, so you have 1 out of 3.
Oh, all right. Wow, okay.
So yes, the first one is Beat It by Michael Jackson. So I'm gonna move on.
Add some like little correct sound effects.
Yeah.
Ding ding, yay!
Yeah, you're so good. All right. So this is the next song.
Okay.
Same deal as before.
Yep. Let's do it.
Alrighty. What is that?
Okay, so I almost got tricked there.
Did you?
I did. Is there any chance I can hear it again? Is that allowed?
Look.
They're very short snippets.
That's the name of the game.
No, it's not. It's called Human Shazam. The name of the game is Human Shazam.
No, this is very short Human Shazam.
Extreme,
okay. Yeah,
extreme ultimate Human Shazam.
I'm going to give you another snippet just because you got the first one right.
Okay, great. I'm getting rewarded.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have got this one.
No, I think I know what it is. I just can't remember the artist, but I just want to double check that I'm right.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, yeah. I mean that was a giveaway that part there. But so it's Party Rock Anthem. And it's by Curly Hair Dude. I don't know what his name is. He's got a fucking he had an afro. It's Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember.
You're gonna yeah, okay, so half points. It is Party Rock Anthem.
Who's
it's by LMFAO.
Oh my god! That's such a memorable fucking
Well, apparently not.
Well,
not according to Human Shazam. So you are currently on what, 1.5 out of 3?
Yeah. I mean,
so you're halfway there. You've so far you've got a pass, right?
I thought a pass was 2, right?
Well, you got 50%.
I've got 50%.
But yeah, you got to get at least 2, right?
I've got to get.
Okay, so you have to get at least half of this song.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the last song.
Let's hear it. Oh my god, what? What?
Yeah, this is a tricky one. I saved the hardest one for last.
Of course you did. Fuck you.
I can give you another snippet.
I would love another snippet.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those ones that I'm going to be like, oh my god, of course it was that.
And give you one more. A little bit longer.
I would love one more.
I want to see you succeed. I don't want to see you fail.
But yeah, that's what they all say. Okay.
Does that give you a bit more of a...
Yes. I do know what song it is.
Okay.
Can I remember what it's called? Probably not. But I'm pretty sure the artist is Flume. And the song is called... The
clock's ticking.
Yeah, is there a clock?
No, there's not, but it's ticking.
Oh, good. I mean, it'd be weird if it wasn't, because then time would be freeze, wouldn't it? So, or it's out of batteries. Anyway, the song is called.
I don't think you got it.
Really? It's not Flume?
Okay, it's Flume.
Oh, it is Flume.
It's Flume. You've got a half point. I'm not supposed to tell you that, but we're bending the rules today.
Hooray! The first game in the first podcast, and we're
So you've got 2 out of 3.
okay.
If you can guess what the song's called, you can get a 2.5 out of 3.
Yep. That's
how the game
how
works.
it works. I can't guess what. I literally have no.
It is Never Be Like You.
Of course it is.
By Flume.
Fuck! I did know that.
Yeah, you did. You should know that.
Oh man, what have I done?
Oh well.
I've ruined Christmas.
Well, thanks for playing Human Shazam.
Thanks, man. My eyes are really
that
sore.
was
I'll be
fun.
honest.
Alrighty, so this segment is our main segment, and today we're going to be talking about Australian stereotypes. And to help us out a bit, we've actually got a friend, an American friend, called Justin with us today. Say hi, Justin.
Hello.
And I've never met this man before in my life. It's great. I've never...
We've got a friend.
Yeah. Josh has a friend. I'm tagging along. But yeah, he's just going to help us kind of
We're going to talk about
work out what's going on.
We're going to talk about Australia's stereotypes from an American's perspective. In a minute. But we were going to say, so if you walked into a pub in Australia, what kind of characters would you imagine to kind of like see there? Did you want to go first, Luke?
Yeah, sure. So definitely you've got kind of like the tradies. You know, they've just finished work. It's like what, 5 p.m. right?
Yeah.
They've just knocked off. They're still in their high vis.
They've got a VB in one hand,
VB
a
in
cigarette
hand.
in the other.
Yeah.
You know.
They're ready to go.
Can you do a bit of a voice for us for them?
They probably talk a little bit like, here you go, mate. You know, that real sort of, their lungs have had a beating.
Justin, what would you expect to see if you walked into like a tavern, a pub? What do you call them in the States? Is
A bar.
a bar? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
See,
we say pub too, but it's been adopted from the Brits. Like we didn't say
Okay.
pub until we heard it a lot. We would just call it a bar.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. See, for me, a bar is like that's a very different thing from a
Yeah. Do you have like a bar? Is more kind of like a nightlife scene, and then a pub is more of your kind of.
No,
like a
nightlife
pub
scene would be a club.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's like a difference. I don't know.
See,
for me, anyway.
I feel like we almost have 3 here.
Yeah.
Like you've got a pub, which is more of your kind of pub food, few drinks, bit cozier. You got a pool table in there.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Then you got a bar, which is usually more flashing lights.
Yeah.
Bit fancier, drinks,
And then
the club.
you got the club where it's just like you cannot hear anyone speak because the music's too loud.
Yeah.
So our club is the same then.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
How much fun are they?
Yeah. Not my scene, man. I'm a talker. Can't be in a
enough.
place where I can't be heard, you know.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
And I can't dance, so I have nothing for the club scene. I have
would
nothing
beg
to
differ.
offer in that environment. So when I think about club, that's what I think about. When I think about a bar can range. So in the US, if you say a bar,
Yeah.
I think what you guys think of a bar would be pretty close to ours. And if it was like a little place, like I don't know, I guess what you'd call a pub, we might call that a dive bar.
A dive bar.
Is that not
heard
like
that?
Is that not like a real rough kind of shady sort of?
Not shady always. A dive bar would be more like just lower end. Like you're gonna have less expensive. You're gonna have more of your, what did you call blue collar workers? Your tradies.
Tradies. Yeah, blue collar workers. What is these differences?
Yeah. So we would call like a manual labor person, you would say a blue collar, and if they have like an executive job, they're white collar because they're in either like the blue jumpsuits or like a white button up.
Yeah.
So
right.
we say blue or white collar worker, and that kind of denotes whether you're manual labor or management.
Isn't it crazy how 2 different planets can be so different? Yeah.
2 different planets.
So I think we've kind of like I mean, we're still on
We've
topic.
deviated.
We've deviated a little bit.
We're trying to
Australian
hone in on-
stereotypes. Okay, so
Yeah.
Justin, I want to hear your impression of What? Go on. Can you do us a voice? Can you do us
the
an
Australian
Oh, here we
accent?
go.
Yeah. Come on. It's early in the morning for you. We want you to wake up the kids with a "How you going, mate?" Something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Mick Dundee or Steve Irwin because that's the vast majority of what we hear.
Well, they're the
so.
only two Australians in the world. So.
Right, yeah. Them and you two. Makes
Yeah,
perfect
that's
sense.
right.
Right.
Very
right.
small country. Yeah.
So every American's gonna say "G'day, mate," because
course.
that's what we know. And then my God, look at this goanna over here.
I love
The
that.
nature,
It's not
the
terrible.
Nature Channel.
It's not. I've
I
heard
don't hate
a
it.
lot worse.
Namely on children's TV shows, they seem to always
I'll have like that.
they just pick some guy off the street and they're like, "Can you do an American accent?" And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe." And then they just chuck him in a kids' TV show, and it's
That
like
sounded
the worst.
Canadian.
Yeah, well, same thing, right, Justin?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
think that whenever anybody does an impression of an American, they always do an impression of somebody from Texas. Like it's always a redneck American
Oh, yeah. Standard
with a southern accent.
hillbilly. Kind
And whenever
of.
and then the same thing for Australia though, you're gonna get like a bogan or Ocker
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call them every time you hear somebody do an Australian accent.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
you're gonna
That's
get.
a pretty fair assessment,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good go. Well, podcast over. He's done.
Thanks for watching.
no. So, okay. So what I wanted to talk about, right, Justin? We've talked about this briefly on stream before, right?
Yeah.
Outback
we go-
Steakhouse. All right.
Is it gonna be kebabs? Oh,
Oh,
Outback
fucking!
Steakhouse, yeah.
Don't you get me started on kebabs?
We'll get to that later.
We'll deal with that. Deal with you soon, all right? Now, Outback Steak. What do they serve? I want to know what. So, if you're not familiar, guys, Outback Steakhouse is what Australian cuisine in the States? Is that is that
Yeah.
is that
Well,
correct?
That's
Is that
how
what they
it's
claim to
marketed.
be? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Outback Steakhouse, so it's a steakhouse, obviously, and
Yeah.
all of the food there is supposed to be like what you would see in Australia. I think that most Americans with above like a third grade education are aware that it's just a fucking steakhouse. Like the menu's the same as every other steakhouse in America, so we kind of know that it's not exotic food.
Australian. Ooh.
Right. So the names are just harder to say. That's basically what
Yeah.
it comes down to.
Tell me, do they charge more for it being Australian?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, my only knowledge of Outback Steakhouse is all I've heard of is Outback Steakhouse and Bloomin' Onion. That's
Oh
it,
yeah. We talked about this recently, didn't we?
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
like
heard of a bloomin' onion.
It's like
ever.
an onion, and they cut it open, and like it's America, so they deep fry it, and then
It's America, so they deep fry it.
and I think it's. I mean, is that right, Justin? It's just like a deep.
I'm just
fried-
glad that you guys went first with the racism because now I feel a lot more free
It's free game.
to just
Shoot
just
your
let you
shot,
have
my
it.
friend. Let's hear it. Just go all out.
Shoot your shot. Yeah. No, but that is highly accurate. Yeah.
What
You
else
take
do they
it-
have on the menu? I want to know what else they've got.
So everything has a name. So there's like the Queensland's chicken and shrimp or the Victoria's steak. So they named everything after the states. And a Victoria's steak is a filet mignon. And then the Queensland's chicken and shrimp, which is my personal order, is basically fettuccine Alfredo, which is fucking Italian. And it has oh, can I swear on this? I didn't ask.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna have to bleep all this out. You idiot.
It's gonna be a lot. Brace yourself.
No,
Brace
it's
yourself.
Fine. It's fine. Yeah.
We're not family friendly here.
I mean,
So,
sorry, kids. Get out. Get out now.
Sorry, kids. Off you go.
No.
So, so like Queensland's chicken and shrimp is fettuccine Alfredo with a chicken breast on top and a bunch of shrimp. So it's pretty, which you guys say prawn, but it's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I love that people from other countries shrimp on the barbie for Aussies.
That's like our catchphrase,
That's like,
right?
it's like just like to go on
Yes.
the record here. I have never eaten shrimp on the barbie. I've lived in Australia my whole life. Ever. I've
Yeah.
never tried it. I've never even seen someone cook it before.
Okay.
Well, for the record, it's delicious, but
I have
leave it
had
on.
prawns. I have had barbecued prawns.
Okay, so that's what they're referring to, right? Like
They're nice. It's not like a regular thing. Usually you'd have them around. I mean, seafood's expensive, so usually you'd have it kind of around special occasions, like a big family get together or Christmas, whatever. But yeah, it's not like a. It's not a thing.
so that's not a thing.
We're speaking
So-
for all of Australia here.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight. But, you know.
I mean,
Seafood
we
in the
are
States
two of only 4 Australians in the world.
Exactly. That's like 50% of Australians, right?
Got this down.
Yeah.
I think that seafood is expensive in the States depending upon where you're at. It's a little bit different. You know, I'm in Florida too, so that's got to be said. That's a different version of America than you might get in other places.
Yeah.
And so for us, we're a peninsula. We have like a huge seafood culture here. So
Yeah,
like
of
seafood here
course.
is dirt cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
You can go and get it like a grouper sandwich, fresh caught, sometimes for the same price as a McDonald's hamburger.
Yeah, wow. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, we're surrounded by a fair amount of ocean if you aren't aware of where Australia is. Seafood's still pretty expensive.
yeah.
Are we getting scammed?
Probably.
I think we are.
Yeah.
Probably.
They're reporting it from Florida.
They were importing
Yeah.
our seafood
Right from Outback
Florida.
Steakhouse.
Exactly. Well, like in Florida, you can drive an hour from pretty much anywhere in Florida and be on a beach. I think that's the difference. Like
Yeah,
Australia,
okay.
is
Yeah.
Australia is the same size as the contiguous U.S. You know that, right? Like the
Yeah.
United States and
But-
Australia are the same size.
It's like 98% of Australia's population lives 50 kilometers away from the coast,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, because
your
your
country
country
lives in
is-
the middle.
right, because your country is the same size as our country, but your
Yeah.
population is the same as the state of Florida. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yay,
we have-
Australia.
we have 49 others to deal with. So
Yeah,
it's a lot
right.
more people. And when you hear
49
all the
other
crazy news
Australians.
stories,
Can you imagine that many Australians?
It's probably too many. That's got to be a lot of Outback Steakhouses.
Yeah, just to bring it back to Outback Steakhouse real quick. It kind of seems to me. I mean, you guys have like your Tex-Mex, you'd call it. Like
Yeah.
Mexican food is obviously really popular in the US.
Yes.
I mean, everywhere here it's really
It's pretty
popular,
popular here as well.
But yeah, you have your authentic Mexican food and then your American take on it, right? Like for a lot of your Mexican restaurant. I mean, I know we do here at least. I'd imagine it's kind of the same.
yeah,
But I'm kind of getting that vibe from what I'm hearing about Outback Steakhouse. It's like Tex Australian, you know, like
Tex Australian.
you know what I mean? Like it's that kind of like Americanized.
It's
I don't know.
It's not quite.
It's not, there's not really an Australian cuisine. Is there really like
Cuisine?
Cuisine. It is my cuisine. Cuisine. It's there's not really. We just eat everything.
We do. We're kind of just fat like that. we're yeah. I don't know. I don't think of like, oh, bloody Australian beauty snags on the barbie, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I know that there are like specific snacks that come from Australia that are known about over here.
Oh, like what?
But well, like Tim Tams are a big thing.
Oh,
like
of course. Yes.
Yeah, Tim Tams are huge, and Vegemite. We know about Vegemite. That's a big stereotype
how
of
you say
Americans.
Surely they sell Vegemite on toast at Outback Steakhouse. Like, that's got to be standard.
That's like
There's-
if you go to a restaurant and you get like a garlic bread to start at Outback Steakhouse, they just got like the Vegemite on toast.
It's
No.
quite literally
Actually,
90% of what Australia consumes. We don't eat.
See that's probably genuine Australian food
Cuisine
culture.
is
right?
bread and a salty spread.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're quite the chefs over here.
No, they bring pumpernickel bread to your table. I'm not really sure how that ties in, but that's actually
Don't even
Yeah.
know what that is.
No.
it's a dark brown bread that I think is German, and they bring that to the
yes.
table, and that's the entree. Yeah, because it ties in nicely. And then most Americans though believe that all Aussies live on like Vegemite and Marmite, and I don't know how accurate that is, but I've tried it. I'm probably one of the few that have tried it. And
What are your thoughts?
It's still pretty popular. Okay, I just want to jump in and say I have a gripe with Americans and Vegemite. because a lot of Americans are shitting on Vegemite. Because what they'll do is they'll get a slice of toast.
Yeah.
And they'll get like a tablespoon of Vegemite, put it on their toast, and go, "Ew, this is disgusting." Yes, it is. That's way too much. It's always way. It's like way.
It is. It's too much.
You don't need much. A little goes a long way with Vegemite.
Yeah.
100%. I would agree with that. Yeah, it tastes a little like salt and dog shit for my palate, but it might have been. It might have been the quantity I put on.
Just to get an idea, how much dog shit have you consumed in your life?
Well, I'm from Florida, man. Listen, we do things here. One time I did some bath salts, and
my God, here we go. That was another thing. Okay, so let's move away from Outback Steakhouse. Yes, Outback Steakhouse.
This video is sponsored by Outback Steakhouse.
They don't seem to have much Australian food at all. I kind of want to try the Queensland. What was it? The Queensland chicken and
Queensland chicken and shrimp. It's delicious.
I mean,
it sounds like we're selling an experience here.
Yeah,
it's like the best part of Outback Steakhouse to know that you're truly out in the outback,
truly
out
disrespecting an entire culture.
That you've truly ventured out into the bush and just shit on another country. Is when you go to the bathrooms, they can't put men and women on the door. It's blokes and Sheilas on the door.
I don't think I've ever heard a human being say Sheila's non-sarcastically either. Like, I mean, my dad definitely calls other men blokes.
Bloke's pretty common.
Yeah. Bloke's pretty common. Like, oh, there you go, bloke. You bloody fucking. So what I wanted to move on to next was Australian animals and the world's fear of Australian animals. Like,
it's huge.
Yeah.
It is. You've been to Australia a few times, right? You've come to Brisbane, right? Is that what you've said before?
Me?
Yeah, you there.
No, I've never been to Brisbane.
I swear to God, we've spoken about this. Okay, well, never mind then. Well, do you believe that there's just deadly animals just roaming around our streets, fucking murdering people left, right, and center? What are your thoughts, Jason? I want to.
only the drop bears.
It is an absolute shit show. There's drop bears, there's snakes and spiders, there's crocodiles everywhere.
Well, so again, let's put the disclaimer on here. I'm from Florida, where there actually are animals roaming the streets,
you get
killing
alligators,
everyone.
right?
You guys literally get alligators in the street, right? Like in the sewers and shit.
We're swapping it here. We're turning the table.
Yeah,
Florida's crazy, man.
They're absolutely everywhere. That is a true story. I mean, there are parts of Florida. If there's water nearby, there are gators in the water. Like, it's almost assumed to be.
Can they swim in salt water? Is that a thing they can do?
I don't know, but all of our water inland is freshwater.
Okay, yeah. Well, you'd hope so, right?
Yeah. So we don't have saltwater lakes. So
okay, yeah.
But on the coast, you won't have gators. Sure, you have sharks everywhere on the coast.
See, our problem is we in the northern ends of Queensland, we still have crocodiles on the beaches as well. Like, like saltwater crocodiles. They're in the freshwater and in the saltwater.
Yeah.
No, we just have Shark Week every week.
Shark Week every week. Florida is proudly sponsored by the Discovery Channel.
Yeah. Much of it is filmed here, I'll just say that.
Mostly people, though.
I know that Australia has... So here are the stereotypes. Let's talk about the stereotypes.
Yeah, that's what I
out, Justin.
Yeah.
The stereotypes are huge spiders, which I know we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the huntsman or the bird eater spiders. You guys have some big ass spiders over there.
What was the one that Stace said on stream recently? The
trapdoor.
No, the monkey.
She called it a monkey spider. Yeah.
It's like, what's a monkey spider? I don't know. Which Americans made it up.
You tell me what lives in my country. She was like, "Do you guys have monkey spiders or something?" I was like,
so serious about it as well.
Yeah, she was. I think she was thinking of camel spiders, which are like in Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Oh right.
Yeah, no.
But there's spider
they have-
monkeys in like Thailand and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That's a different animal.
Yeah, we're kind of we're moving into different countries again.
So with Australia, I think the big thing is, there's crocodiles, there's spiders, there's snakes, and then every American is disillusioned when they find out you probably shouldn't hug a koala without training first. And so then they're like, oh my God, even the teddy bears over there are deadly.
Koalas have really sharp claws.
They do. They have really sharp claws, but they're not going to attack you, I don't think.
But that's definitely one of the things you notice. Like if you go to like Australia Zoo, for example, and do one of those koala experiences, they have like, even when they're just hugging you just for like a photo, really, it's no joke.
Like send help.
Yeah.
Oh, doctor. Do
like
you
cuddling
know
a
people
velociraptor.
that are too scared to go to Australia because of the animals?
I don't know anyone personally, but I think that when people think about traveling to Australia, they definitely think about like the beach. I mean, that's the other Australian stereotype, is that everybody surfs, everybody like lives on the water. Yeah, exactly. Like surfer Australia is how we picture Australians, is that they're all surfer people. So I think that
all four of us. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I would love to see Paul Hogan on a board. So I think the surf culture there is probably pretty robust. I would imagine you get some great beaches and yada yada, but it is in California too, and Florida not so much because our waves suck. We've got a lot of beach, but there's no big waves here, so you don't have a whole lot of surfing in Florida.
Yeah.
But in Australia, that's kind of the thought. So when people think about traveling to Australia, they're thinking about the beach. But then if you talk to them about like going into the woods, no, we're picturing Crocodile Dundee, like shit was trying to kill them all the time. And that's what they're picturing. So,
see, I feel like the water is probably in Australia, like the ocean is actually probably the most legitimately dangerous, because not because of like sharks or anything, but because of like jellyfish and that, and just
jellyfish. They're
pretty prominent.
Up north, you can't swim outside these nets, the big jellyfish nets. Otherwise, you're done. I mean, do I explain that?
Yeah.
No, but like box jellyfish, like can't they kill people in like a minute or something? It's like really fast.
Yeah, or really painful at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from like what I've seen, there seems to be a lot of people. I mean, whether it's serious or not, like a real genuine fear that like there's just creatures around every corner in Australia. I feel like it's kind of actually the opposite. I feel like we're kind of actually really lacking a lot of wildlife.
I've seen maybe about 10 snakes. No, that's going to be more than that. Okay, maybe like 20 snakes in my entire life.
Yeah, I've seen very few, and like 95% of them. Let's see, that's just a random percentage out my ass, but like I've only ever seen one snake that's not like just a non-venomous python.
Yeah.
And that was I saw a brown snake once, but that was like slithering. That was in the distance, slithering away.
Yeah.
They're never like. It's really.
It's not that common. No. We don't just have fucking venomous snakes and spiders running around our Kmart, murdering people.
Yeah.
It is actually safe to go outside. Too many people surprised.
Yeah. It's really funny that those stereotypes exist, and that's not the case, because when people think of Florida, I mean, now I think in recent years, just in the last probably decade, it's become the state full of crazy people.
I think media has definitely played a big role in that. I see like stories every day on Facebook or Twitter or something like Florida man does something stupid. It's like that man could have been literally anywhere in the world, but they have to state that it's a Florida man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the Florida man meme came from a lot of other states in the US. The other states kind of picked on Florida. And the reason why is because Florida is an open book. So other states, when they have like crimes and things, it's not all public record the way it is here. In Florida, you can Google anything about anyone. All of our criminal records are an open book. So for the media who's trying to drum up news, it's easy for them to do that. So Florida gets kind of typecast. Not to say we don't have crazy people, but I would remind everyone that Florida is the retirement home of the US. So most of our people in Florida are not from Florida. So when you see all these whack jobs on the news, most of them are not Florida man. They're New Jersey man who moved down to fucking Florida. So those assholes weren't born here. I'm third generation Floridian, and nobody in my family acts like
I
that.
love that. For Floridia. It sounds like a charge into battle, like Narnia call. It's you're just riding gators into battle, right?
Yeah.
We're either Floridians or crackers, depending upon who you ask.
Oh, there you go. Lovely.
Cracker is another word for Floridian.
Yeah. Well, do you have any other thoughts on Australia from a Floridian's perspective?
Oh, well, I'll tell you another big joke that I thought was funny was in The Simpsons. When The Simpsons did their Australia episodes, that's where a lot of Americans got their stereotypes from, because The Simpsons depicted Australia as like a nation of bogans, right? That's all we got over there.
Yeah.
And so one of the big jokes was that they have these crazy words for everything. You guys name everything something long and fucked up. So like when you go to Outback Steakhouse, they have the kookaburra shrimp or whatever. They have like all these big long words for stuff.
See, it's actually the opposite though, right? Like we
tend to shorten things.
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we're too lazy.
Way too lazy to
words.
say anything.
Yeah.
It's
Which I
like,
learned. I've seen several of those stereotype videos where it's like American versus Australian, which is very popular over here because
I know. I really dislike those. They're so whack.
Americans love the Australian accent, so they just want an excuse to listen to Australians talk. So they
can
will
always
look
listen
at
to
these.
this podcast.
Hey, what a great
share the
shameless
link,
plug.
guys. We're only two Australians
it's,
podcasting at the moment.
it kind of seems like America just watched like that Australian special of The Simpsons and Crocodile Dundee, and they're like, "Well, this is what Australia's like."
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
It's easy to do that to any country, to be honest, until you go there. Like,
True.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Okay, so here's something that Justin pointed out recently to me that I didn't even realize we did as Australians, is that we say "as" after, like, it's always something "as," so it's like sweet as or cool as. I had no idea we did this. And what did you say to me the other day? Just you were like, sweet as what? What? How sweet?
Yeah. Like, there's a word missing there, bro. It's not the end of the sentence. You can't put a period after "as."
Well, I had no idea we did it. And now I'm just picking up on other people that I know doing it in day-to-day life. I'm like, we do that.
Yeah.
No.
I had no idea.
I didn't really think about that until you pointed it out. But something I have noticed before, which does actually annoy me.
Oh, it annoys you?
Yeah, it does.
A traitor.
It's not as common, but okay, and that's it. When people say "but" after a sentence, see, that seems like a way more. So they'll be like, I don't know. They'll be
I
like,
do that so much.
No. So they'll be like, "Oh yeah, last night was pretty crazy, but."
Oh,
and
they're
I'm
just like casually.
But what? But that's it.
I think they're just
Right.
referring to someone's ass. I think that's what that is.
It's just that one guy with his ass out.
Point.
But that's something I've noticed that kind of annoys me.
I don't
Or
know why
hey,
that
what
would
about
annoy
when
you,
people
but-
say hey?
Hey. Oh, I say hey. I do that as well. You guys
You do.
Oh, the
targeted all of a sudden. It's just like, hey guys, welcome back to the first episode of the ClutterCast podcast. Today we're going to be bullying White. Well, there you go. I think that might be a good place to wrap this up. Justin, thank you for joining us today on the very first
Absolutely,
episode. You're in the books as
How
the
special.
first ever guest.
How about that?
Look at that.
Potentially
Do I
the
get-
last.
I get to put my hands in the concrete on the sidewalk that goes nowhere.
Yes. You can write your initials in the one piece of pavement because this is actually the last episode as well. It's been a great time, guys.
Glad to sync another program.
He's tallying them up. But no,
they call me
Justin,
the anchor.
thank you for joining us today, Justin. It was good to get a bit of a perspective from from a
honorary Floridian, third generation.
Third generation.
It's a real
Floridian.
word. You guys act like I made that up.
You definitely did.
We will be checking.
Google it.
Google search on that one. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Justin. We're gonna end the podcast there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did we have fun?
I think we mostly did.
Yes, great. Did Justin have fun?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Had a blast. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie. Let's get this thing going.
Another shrimp from the barbie.
We will absolutely not.
We will not be
I've
doing
got
that.
Foster's beer right here. I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's another thing. Foster's bit. No one.
Maybe
drinks
we'll have to
Foster's,
wait
man.
for episode 2 for that one. Oh, wow.
Nobody drinks Foster's.
You're definitely going to be back for that interesting subject. Anyway, guys, make sure to check us out on Instagram, Ccast Podcast. If you want to contact the show, that's the way to do it. DM with that account. But thank you guys for listening or watching or wherever you are. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.